Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives.
Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson, and this is our Daily Gratitude Call. I'm super excited. We've had lots of new people join our call this week. It's just been a fun kind of just getting new perspectives, new friends, and I am just loving it. Today, as we were doing some rounds of gratitude just to kind of get us warmed up, somebody mentioned, I think it was Sean, that said he is renovating, and I loved that word, so I kind of underlined that. I thought that was really cool. And then somebody else said renewal and leveling up, some of those words. And so I kind of combined them, and I put renovating up. So that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to do a 90-second meditation where you have your own private meditation where you're listening for your own inspiration that comes about gratitude for renovating up. And I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds. You're just going to write down whatever comes to you, and then we'll share. So begin. If you are just jumping on our call, we're having a private meditation on gratitude for renovating up. Okay. I had some fun insight with this, kind of an analogy for me right now, because we're anticipating this year we'll probably have at least one more of our daughters move out. Our oldest daughter bought a house a couple of years ago, and so she lives only about 5 minutes away, but she's been gone for a couple of years. Actually, 3 years. She got married 2 years ago, and she bought a house 3 years ago. And then we have another daughter that will probably be moving out this year. And when she moves out, we're going to renovate. There's 3 rooms that are all together that we're going to take out some interior walls and make a big master bedroom, because we don't have a master bedroom in our house. And our bedroom right now is downstairs, so we're going to be renovating to move upstairs. So that seemed to really fit, that renovating up above ground, so we'll be up above ground. And also the, let's see. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to share was that we are renovating up our, all of the rooms in our house to kind of transition back to empty nesters instead of having teenagers. It's the first time that we've made some changes since we've had teens, and all our kids are in their 20s now. So, but I found that we've had to go down to go up. We've had to downsize, kind of get rid of some things before we can even see what needs to be done. So I thought that was interesting that I have to go down to go up. Who else would like to share?
Oh, I'd like to go on further with your go down to go up.
Okay.
Because I look at it this way, I need to make positive changes in my life, in my attitude, my patience, and visible changes to my insides, my heart, my essence. And in order to do that, I need to tear down walls that are keeping me from doing that.
Nice. Thank you. Who else would like to share?
I was thinking of how grateful I am for the what it looks like for me to be renovating. In my life right now, I am getting rid of things and getting possibly ready to move, and so I couldn't even imagine it being better than what I have, because I love what I have. But renovating up for me gives there's new faith, there's new hope, there's new excitement. It's just it's exciting to be able to renovate and move up. And anything, I think, I love that having to go down to go up. To declutter is, and not that I even have to declutter because I don't, but there's still a little bit. There's always something you can renovate. And so anyway, that's just what I thought of, and I love that I get to renovate my life and renovate up, making new things.
And you're right. I haven't, in most of my rooms, there's not a lot of clutter. I mean, there is some, but what I've realized is that as I'm going through the rooms, there are things that don't fit me anymore. I'm not talking about like my closet and clothes not fitting me, but I've changed. I've renovated myself up, and my stuff around me hasn't changed. So sometimes, it's good to get rid of, not necessarily clutter, but things that just don't bring you joy anymore, or don't resonate with you anymore.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, because I've actually gone lately and been able to see how exciting it is to, yes, I love my red sofa. Yes, I love things, but wow, how exciting when the new life that renovating up brings.
Beautiful. Thank you. It is like creating a new life, isn't it? It's creating a new environment. Who else would like to share?
Go
ahead, Sean, and then we'll get the other one.
Sorry? You want me to go ahead? Okay.
Yep.
Just kind of with the declutter. So I've really been focusing on personal development the past week or two. And one thing that's helped me is I've kind of done, I don't know if you want to call it a detox, but trimmed down on my media intake through Facebook and that kind of media. And that's really freed up a lot of time and energy in my head to kind of declutter my head and realize what's important. And it's really helped me grow.
Beautiful. Thank you. I think that a lot of us could take that advice. Thank you. Who else was wanting to share?
Oh, it's Julia. I was just thinking along the lines of the analogy of remodeling your home. We've been wanting to repaint our ceiling, which is looking up, and I've wanted it to, we had the whole, my living room painted several years ago, but it's just never felt light enough to me. So it was recommended that we paint our ceiling white. And so just having something lighter to look up to, and it just reminded me of, looking to the light, but also bringing in to our physical environment, but also into just my life, what new music could I bring in? What new sounds? What new sights could I bring into my life? What new tastes? What new feels? Things to feel, things to experience, new things to touch. Just think of all of our senses as well as our intuition and our kind of extrasensory perception what are new experiences I would like to have, and what are things in my, in my lower vibrations of thought that I need to release or tear out or break up, just like when you're breaking up cement or remodeling a physical environment. You have to clean out and get rid of stuff to make room for these new sights and sounds and tastes and feels.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing all that in. What a great thought to paint your ceiling that's looking up. I love that. And then all of those, all of our senses, that we can remodel and renovate our lives so that we stimulate all of those senses. Thank you. We have time for maybe one more.
I'd like to share.
Okay.
I never thought that I would be joining a martial arts class in my 40s, but I joined with my husband and my son, and I get to test for my new belt, and I'm just really grateful for the new activities, the new experience, and getting to level up together as a family as well.
Beautiful. I love that idea of leveling up as a family, and how fun, for you to have this new experience along with them. Awesome. Is there maybe one last person that would like to share? All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the permission process. I think we had a new person join us. Who else just joined us?
That might have just been me. My call cut out, so I had to join back in again.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and shift over to our permission process. I appreciate everything that everybody has shared. We've given lots of different perspectives on this idea of renovating up. And I'm excited to get to see what each one of us learn about our own personal life and how we get to renovate up starting today. So everybody go ahead and just take a deep breath. Just put a smile on your face and just be grateful for all the different opportunities that we have to renovate up. And we've learned so many different ways, physically, mentally, spiritually, with all of our senses. As a family, there's so many different ways that we can renovate up. So let's take another deep breath. And as you breathe in this time, I'm just going to invite you to maybe go to, if you have a particular goal that you are working on or a particular area in your life where you're feeling like has been a little bit cluttered, or maybe you've had some walls up and you need to break down those walls, just some area in your life that has needed a good cleaning or a good renovation. And just be aware right now of that situation exactly the way that it is. Just allow yourself to sink into it and not be afraid to look at the situation exactly the way it is right now. And as you look at this situation the way that it is exactly right now, I'm going to invite you to be open to what is the number one limiting belief that would keep you here, that would not allow you to renovate. A limiting belief or thought that has brought you to where you are right now in this current situation and is keeping you there. What is your limiting belief? And as you look at that limiting belief, I invite you to examine the cost of it. What is the cost or the consequence of having a limiting belief like this? And even beyond this one particular area, if you go forward with this limiting belief, what does the law of attraction have to bring you? What is the cost or the consequence of this limiting belief? And if you don't like that cost, if you're ready to let go of it and choose into something different, I invite you to give yourself permission to change by saying yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And then go ahead and choose 3 new beliefs, a minimum of 3 new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief and will create a new outcome for you. And now that you have several new beliefs to be able to take the place of that old limiting belief, I invite you to compare the two. Look at the old limiting belief and then look at your new beliefs and which ones are actually more true. And just really make a conscious choice right now, or conscious evaluation right now of which one of these really feels more true. And which one do you know is more true, even logically is more true. And as you take a look at these new beliefs, I invite you to, if you're having a hard time right now seeing the truth of them, to see some evidence, to find some evidence of their truth. Maybe there is one little tiny thing that happened, 5 years ago that proves that this new belief is true. Whatever it is, just find some evidence and know that these are way more true than that old limiting belief. I'm going to give you a moment just to find that truth, maybe even jot down some pieces of evidence next to them. And now that you have seen that these truths are, first of all, they're going to support you way better than that old limiting belief, and also that you can see that there's actually some evidence that there's some truth to these new beliefs. I invite you to really integrate these into your life, into your body. As you breathe in, just take those new beliefs off the page, bring them into your brain, into your heart, into your very being, and know that these are true about you right now. And you can move forward from this moment, from this call, and you can be this person. There's no becoming. It's just, this is who you are. And then final question that I have for you is, as you're looking over these new beliefs, I invite you to close your eyes, take another deep breath, and what is the one most important thing that you can do today to make a change, to renovate up in this particular area of your life, and using these new beliefs as evidence and as motivation to take action on that next step. So what is the next step? What is the most important thing that you can do today to renovate up in this particular area? And use those new beliefs to give you courage to take action. All right, and we have a couple minutes that we can share. It's interesting to me that the limiting belief that I think all limiting beliefs are rooted in is I'm not enough. And I think it's interesting that sometimes that limiting belief still comes up for me. So my limiting belief was I don't know enough, I'm not good enough. And there's a huge cost to consistency for me in that, constantly feeling that I'm not ready. And even if I try, like if I try to push through it, that if I keep that limiting belief, I don't know enough and I'm not good enough, it will constantly bring me back. So I'm not willing to entertain that anymore. So my new beliefs are, I know enough to do my part. I have a team who knows. I work together with my team. I'm excited to share with my audience, and they are ready. My team, is ready when I am. So this was all about like not knowing enough in social media. That was how to present myself in social media. Who else would like to share?
Mine was really simple. That my neighbor and I are struggling with the same things, that we both feel like we're not getting our share, or we're not, and I talked about my neighbor before, about irrigation and stuff that gets so hot. It's such a heated discussion, and it's so hot under the collars that my limiting belief was I don't stand up for myself. And I said, I don't have to stand up for myself. I just stand for what's right. And that is so, it's not about me, and it's not for me. It's for everybody. And there is a rotation schedule, and I actually last week I got that in, and today she is actually passing me water for the first time in over a year. So
wow.
So I am worthy, and she is worthy to get her water, and she just feels like if she gives me water, she's getting less, and that's not true. That is so not true.
Wow. So switching to having her interests at heart along with your own, and just standing for what's right. Wow, that's super powerful. Thank you. You have time for maybe one more share?
Another one is fear. Sometimes we're afraid to renovate up because we're afraid we're going to get hurt. We're afraid we're not going to be enough, like you had said. And that fear will keep us from making those changes, when really what we need to do is just relax and let things evolve the way they're supposed to. Have faith. And while you're having that faith, watch. Be patient with yourself. And it's hard to not be afraid, especially if you've been used or abused. But just have faith and just be patient with what's going on around you in a positive fashion. Don't look for the negative. Look for the positive. This is what I've found. And I have made immense growth and strides because I am doing that. And it's wonderful.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Replacing fear with faith. And I love this idea of just watching the evolution, because we're alive. We are constantly in change and growth because we're alive. And so, if we don't stop ourselves with our fear, there's a natural evolution that happens. What a beautiful thought and truth, I believe. So I'm really grateful that we had time for you guys to share. These are awesome thoughts. Well, it is time for us to close our call. It's been wonderful having some new people on our call today, and I am so appreciative of everyone who listens to the recording as well, to the podcast. And I just want to give everybody an invitation to connect with me on AskWileen.com if you would like to discuss further some of the thoughts that you've had today, or just, an area of your life that you've wanted to renovate up, but you just haven't known how to let go of that fear and replace it with faith. Whatever it is you're struggling with, we can have a 15-minute conversation. I had one with a lady yesterday, and she was doing all the right things. The only thing, but when she was talking to me, the only thing that I noticed was that she only had one outcome. There was only one option that was okay, and everything else she was doing right. So I just pointed that one thing out. Give yourself a few more options. Allow God to work His magic in other ways than just one. And 15 minutes, and she was like, wow, amazing. And she was good to go. So sometimes it's just an outside perspective that is needed, and that's what I'm here for. So if you'd like to have a 15-minute conversation with me, just go to AskWilene.com and choose a time on my calendar, and I'd love to have that talk with you. Thank you all for being on the call today. Today's Friday, so we will not be here Saturday and Sunday, so I encourage you to continue your doing your gratitude practice and your daily GPS over the weekend, and then we'll be back on 7 a.m. on Monday morning, Mountain Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileneBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.